Hello there, welcome to my channel. This is a Sims 3 speed build. I will be making a 1-bedroom, 1-bath bungalow, and I just was like really in the mood to make a like really small cute home for some Sims. It's not a starter home price wise, at least not when it's furnished, I will say that. I have a tendency to want to try to do that and challenge myself, and then I'm like, you know what though, I really want to clutter it and design it, and then I always change my mind and it ends up being fully decorated and like designed. So that's just my way, you know, it's a process. But this was, I built this on a 20 by 20 lot. It is in the Custom World Cloverdale, but I don't know if they have a custom terrain paint. It looks like regular grass, so I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, like I said, there's going to be 1 bedroom, 1 bath. There's going to also be a full kitchen with a dining space, and it's actually quite a spacious home for it being like a bungalow, like a really tiny like 20 by 20 lot. And it also has a backyard, like its own garden. So I feel like there's quite a bit that I was able to fit into this build, and I think it's close to maybe 40,000 simoleons, maybe a little bit under actually. It might be like 39,000 or something like that. I do also put a little driveway space for a car, and I put a bike rack and stuff, so there's definitely like things for transportation. And I don't fully decorate the backyard, and as an FYI, because I wanted there to be space for storytelling, and I really sometimes don't know what to do for backyards unless I'm already playing with the household. I kind of have like that tendency. Am I the only one? Like, I like backyards, but I have a hard time trying to figure out story-wise, like what really to put in it unless I know who the Sims are that are living in it. So I sometimes will do like bare minimum stuff, like a barbecue and like a dining space, and that's it. And for this, for some reason randomly, towards the end, you will see I add in some dog stuff because I felt like this might be a house for like a couple or a single Sim who has a pet. So I add in stuff in the backyard and a dog bowl in the kitchen, like a bed and stuff. And just in case, you can always delete it, you know, it's just kind of there in case you want them to have a pet or like they want to adopt or something. And landscaping, it took me a little bit. I I looked up some like inspiration photos to see what kind of landscaping maybe like a bungalow home would have typically in it. Just something like basic, but yeah, I just do like basic shrubbery and stuff like that. I didn't want to go too fancy. But for the kitchen, you will see that I eventually changed the floor tiling like a lot. I kind of was indecisive with this build when it came to the wallpaper and the flooring, like a lot. So you will see throughout this video that I do change it quite a bit. I mostly do the outside first for this video. I don't always do that. I typically like go back and forth where I'll do a bit of the outside of the house, leave the landscaping, start designing the interior, and then go back out to the landscaping like outside area. But for this build, I didn't do that. I actually stuck to just doing the outside first. So that was a first for me, honestly. But I do put a gate where the fence is in the back by like behind the what's that called, behind like the driveway, just because I put the garbage cans over there, so it might be easier to access them, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I do the living room. This was the room I was the most indecisive about because I had no idea what to do with the wallpaper. I had no idea what to do with the little rug or even what color to do the couches. I didn't even know what theme I was going for. Like, it took me a while, so I do cut footage a bit. I do eventually get around to finding what I want. I don't know what it is. Rugs are one of the most difficult things for me in The Sims 3 to try to design because maybe just the limitations that we have with like the colors and just what type of rugs we have. I think it's really what type of rugs we have because they're all like the same thing. They're all like squares, rectangles. They have like the two things like square like shapes in between each other. There's none with any little like taluses on the end or different circular shapes or things like that are like of different sizes. Like it's very minimal what we have. Like if you really want a good rug that you want to use like for different parts of a build, you really need to download custom content. And I don't like to do custom content builds for download just because I feel like that's just one, a hassle for me, and two, a hassle for other people as well, because if they don't, have to decide if they want to download it or not now, all because I decided to download custom content. And it's like, maybe you have too much in your game already, you don't want to add more, or I might have some stuff that you already, download or whatever. But typically, yeah, anyway, I won't get into that because I don't do it anyway. But I do put a TV in the living room, but I put it on the side. I was gonna put it on the ceiling, like on the not the ceiling, to look up to watch it. I'm so sorry, I'm recording this at night. I was gonna put it on the wall, but I didn't like how it looked, the flat screen, so I went for something a bit more like retro. Speaking of retro, this was unintentional. Let's segue right into that. As I'm recording this, it is on Monday and we're doing the voiceover. And there was a very tiny snippet announcement for the, what is it, Nostalgia Now thing for the Sims 4 team has been talking about. Mind you, that was the worst little snippet I've ever seen of anything. I thought we were going to get some big announcement today, but I guess it's going to build up into the 31st, which is very annoying. I would just like to know now. Stop trying to tease me, okay? They've teased us enough with this game's iteration. Anyway, enough about that part. I saw from, I think it was a Sims community post, that there is supposedly, possibly, a leak that there's going to be a remastering of The Sims 1 to be for PC. And possibly Sims 2. I don't know if that was correct or not, or if that was like what was on. I can't remember. But Sims 1 might be remastered and available, the full entire thing, with all of its expansions for purchase or download. I don't know, because it's a really old game. If it's for purchase, I would say the max they could charge is like $10 because of how, like it's literally from the year 2000. But anyway, I digress. But it has me curious, because a lot of people have wanted to play it, and it's been really hard for them, even with, if you get it a different way, to try to even get it to run. Like, you need a lot of patches and stuff because how old the game is, and you can't do it at the regular resolution. It stretches it. It's not meant for that. It's that old. You know what I mean? And I think the typical like resolution for that game was like 800 by 600. Like, that's how, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen between the next 4 days, what they're going to be releasing, because I'm wondering if it's a multitude of things or if it's just that. If that is what's going to happen, I don't know. We don't really know. That was allegedly. I don't really know. But anyway, I decided to use some store objects, of course, in this build, mostly I think for clutter. But I never used that little trophy thing that I put like on the shelving thing in the living room. But it's a free store object. I think it came with that random like sports set or a collect. I forget what it was. I think it came with like that old phone. Like the rotary phone, and that's what it's called. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I thought it was cute for a little storytelling. Like, oh, they maybe won. Maybe they were in a bowling league. Maybe that was something from when they were in high school. I don't know, something random. I don't know. But yeah, I do put stuff in the hallway to kind of make it look a bit more alive, because let's be real, besides bathrooms, hallways are some of the most boring rooms to decorate. In my personal opinion, of course, because there's like, what do you put in a hallway? Especially if it's like a small hallway. What do you put in it? A plant? What else do you put in a mirror? A chair? I don't know. Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no cohesive theme to it. It's just a hallway. It's usually a hallway has either nothing or clutter. That's it. So I try to change up a bit. I do use, like I said, some store objects. I never use that candle set thing. I think it came with the I think it's the nautical set from the store, and I never use it, but I think it's such a cute little candle set. So I was like, I need to use it because I want to clutter up this little table thing here, and I didn't know what to put there. The perfume thing, I was like, oh, maybe that's for guests. Maybe they keep that there as a maybe it's a collectibles item, or if anybody walking by use the bathroom, they can spritz it. You know what I mean? Like, it's something extra. I don't really know. So yeah, I pretty much just added a rug there, and that's pretty much it. But okay, so the bathroom, I cut off most of the footage because, again, it's a bathroom. I always say this, bathrooms are boring to watch being decorated because a bathroom is just a bathroom. You could make it colorful, or whatever, but at the end of the day, it is a bathroom. So I just show a bit of me cluttering up the area. Like I mentioned about like store objects, that's a store set for the sink and the counter, which I also do use that counter in the kitchen, and I use the cabinets from it too. I use the entire set. I don't know what the set is called. I'm sorry. I can't remember. It's some kind of original, it's like a kitchen set originally. I don't think it was a bathroom set. It was actually meant for a kitchen, but I can't remember the name of it because there's so many sets from the store that I have. But yeah, I go for like, I think the Supernatural expansions stove and fridge, because I felt like they were a little bit vintage looking, and they kind of go with the theme of the house. I wanted this to look slightly outdated because maybe it's a house from like the 60s or 70s that was slightly renovated, and someone, maybe like a young couple, bought it, or a single sim who wanted to live here with their pet lived here, because it's a perfect space. It has one bathroom, one bedroom. Even in the backyard, if you really wanted to, you could expand this house, because of the space from the backyard, you could always remove part of the backyard if you wanted to, and you could always expand it. You could always take part of the hallway and add a second floor if you wanted to too. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the way that I made it, there is room for renovation. I do like to consider that when I build houses in particular, because I like if someone's using it for gameplay, I like to think about that from that perspective if I was doing this, because whenever I'm always like, oh, let me have a sim live wild and free, and then I always end up making them like have a family and like settle down because it's the Sims. You know what I mean? Do I want to have kids in real life? Not necessarily, but like in the Sims, yeah. You know what I mean? I like to play with all the life stages, so you want to have a house that fits all of that. So I like to keep that in mind. Is it always doable? Sometimes it depends on what style house you're doing. It might not be possible, but I feel like there's flexibility. You know what I mean? Anyway, I really like this decorator tool by a Metapixel. I do use it quite frequently now for like little things here and there when it comes to certain objects. They really made like weird objects with like how they were placed or something, like on the grid or whatever on the wall. I don't know why the Sims team did the way they did things. Maybe because of how the game was optimized and things were done weirdly. I don't really know. It's nor here nor there because this game is so old you can't fix it. You just get a mod to do it. So yeah, but the bedroom, that is the last room in the house that I decorate in this video. This is actually almost over. I will say, I randomly was like, wait, this dark blue is actually really nice because I was testing out something else. And I went for like this plaid bedding, and I think from University it was, or Generations, I'm not sure. It might be Generations, I think. I can't remember. I used like the end table and the dresser set, because the dresser is like a really small like corner area, because the room's slightly small. It's enough to fit in like have walking space, but it wasn't that much for like a bigger dresser. So I go for that. I didn't realize they were a set at first. I was like, oh, perfect. This looks great. It looks like they bought a set. So I did that. I added a mirror and some, wall picture frames and some like, I think I did like the records thing from the Diesel set or like the other vehicle set. I forget which one it comes from. But the one where you have the records on the shelf, it's like a collectibles thing. And I think that's pretty much it for that. I don't think I just added like some pictures and then I added that store object with the kind of like little mannequin thing, and which makes me wonder why we didn't get like a sewing machine, because it kind of seemed like it's for like a fashion designer. Anyway, this video is almost over now, so I'm going to stop talking about this now. If you want to download this, it will be posted on my Patreon, because SimFile Share has been really weird lately. Whether you're a free member, it's public to download, but if you want to become a free member, you can. And yeah, don't forget to hit like on this video if you enjoyed this, and don't forget to hit subscribe to see more if you haven't already. I hope to see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoy the slideshow that's about to come up, because I do photos, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And I hope you have a good one. Take care and bye.